Hi, I'm Sarah Gregory, and this is my performance standard presentation and article. So what are performance standards? Performance standards states what behaviors or results are expected for performance to be considered satisfactory. Performance standards are so important to businesses because as a manager or an owner, your employees need to know what is expected of them and what they consider to be excellent in their eyes. The standards are the criteria against which performance is judged. Whether it's good judgment or bad judgment, your authority as an employee is always going to be a good or bad. You're either doing something good, so they're like congratulating you, or if you need to pick up the pace, they're going to be able to judge you in that way and say, you know what, this is what you need to do better. And the standards should be all of the following. They should be attainable. You don't want your employees to feel helpless, giving them crazy loads of work to do in such a little time. It needs to be attainable, but it also needs to be productive for your business, and that's reasonable as well. Specific. The more specific and detailed, the better. That way that there are no unanswered questions when they first start and when they've been working there for years. It needs to be specific so that they know exactly what they're supposed to do at all times. Observable. This is in the case of learning as you go, kind of self-explanatory. It needs to be meaningful so that they are abiding to the standards because they understand what the significance of these standards are. It needs to be measurable so that they can see the importance, and stated in terms of quality, quantity, timelessness, or cost. You should involve the employee in the development of the standards. So it's a team effort. You give some, they give some. I mean, obviously you have the authority as a manager or as an owner, but your employees should feel like that they're part of a team and this is kind of a group effort and that you're on their side, you're not against them. You're just giving these standards to them as a basis of like what needs to be done. Also, be certain the standards describe the conditions that will be met to the performance satisfactory. Be straight up, be straightforward to your employees. They don't mind that you're straight up, they just need to know what's expected of them. For example, how well, how much, what speed, etc. is expected. And obviously this goes along with disciplinary lines. When they do not do what's expected, then when you get to the disciplining section or timing or whatever, you can be like, you know what, this is what I told you to do, this was the performance standard, you did not meet that, so we need to take a course of solving this. Performance standards are the basis for performance evaluation and should clearly state how you and the employee will recognize when expectations have been met, exceeded, or not met. So obviously, if it's not met, if the performance standard is low and they're not doing good, you need to take action. Obviously, sometimes grace periods are like good, like if they don't really mess up a lot, but still let them know that they haven't done it right. When it's been met, congratulate them, make sure that they know that they're doing a good job, and when it's exceeded, make sure that you maybe do something, I don't know what, but like make sure that they know that they're doing a good job and you're really appreciative of what they're doing. So there are common standards applicable to everyone in a particular group. There may be a set of common standards and behaviors that are expected from everyone. For example, all supervisors may be expected to perform similarly around several functions, or everyone in a unit will be held at the same standard around teamwork, customer service, etc. Obviously, there's different levels of people wherever you're going to be working, depending on how long they've worked there, what position they are, but you still have that same core fundamentals of teamwork and customer service as well. And make that clear to them as well. In cases, you might want to make a list of common standards that apply and attach to each individual performance management plan. 3 examples of these are cases of customer service, problem solving, and flexibility. I feel like these are really important, so here's just some things for each of them. Customer service projects a customer orientation and is customer focused. Also assumes ownership and responsibility for the needs of the customer. Obviously, customer is always right. That just is should be what everyone knows. And also makes effective decisions balancing organizational needs and customer needs. Problem solving and decision making, analyzes and solves problems within realistic timeframes, remembering to keep that attainability in mind at all times. Making timely and effective decisions on the basis of its available information, involves the appropriate people in defining and resolving problems. Don't bring, like, if there's a problem between two people, don't bring in another person that has nothing to do with it. Like, make sure it's legit. And also supports decision with facts and sane rationale. With the flexibility, effectively adjusts behavior and modifies strategies when confronting with changing or uncertain or unstructured situations. Obviously, you want structured situations at all times, but you can't be ready for everything. There's going to be one of those weird situations that comes up and you won't know exactly how to handle it, but just be on your feet at all times to be able to do that and be flexible with whatever happens. Adapts to change without loss of effectiveness. Deals effectively with ambiguity. Acquires new knowledge, skills when changing demands. Obviously, flexibility is huge in the business and the industry. Stuff happens all the time that like you don't know is going to happen. I don't know. There's, as an example, at my bakery for my internship, we ran out of paste, vanilla bean paste. It went rancid. They did a callback for it. We had no vanilla bean paste. Why couldn't we use vanilla extract? Because we put vanilla bean paste in to make it look more expensive and look better for the customer. So we just had to be flexible. We had to just get, we just had to use extract and vanilla beans and just kind of make it work. You just have to make it work, and that's what you have to do. So that's kind of what performance standards is about. And my article was about Giordano's, and they've been in the news for quite a while now. And the article I found was in Chicago Tribune, and it's about the lawsuit that's the franchise is actually suing 10 of the locations in the suburbs of Chicago because they were buying and using different brands and vendors than the rest of the locations. As a franchise, that's unacceptable. They pride themselves in being able to give the customer anything they want and have it be the same experience, quality, and taste at every other location. 10 of these location managements were not holding up to their performance standard. This is so pertinent for the franchise, especially if you're saying that this is the pizza that you're going to have at this location. It should be the exact same in another location. Kind of like in the article, it states that if you're going to have a Big Mac in, I don't know, Texas, you're going to have the same kind of Big Mac in Brazil. That's what the McDonald's franchise promises as they make different locations like all around the world. So the fact that they didn't do this and they were buying ingredients and brands cheaper and cheaper quality, you're not going to get the same quality pizza. Will it, like, customers notice it? Maybe not, but the fact that there's not that integrity there is a lowering of their performance standards. And Philip Martino, bankruptcy trustee who filed the lawsuit at hand, states the strength of the franchise system is based on the consistency of the product and quality. And obviously, they lowered their performance standard, and so they also lowered their consistency of product and quality. All right, that's it.